Welcome to Marriage Monday with Jeremiah and Savannah Jennings. The Jennings own Growing Green Landscapes and are very happily married. In this podcast, Jeremiah and Savannah discuss the wins, losses, good times, bad times, and everything in between pertaining to owning a business while maintaining a healthy marriage along the way. We hope you enjoy the show.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green Podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and this is going to be another fun Marriage Monday episode for you today to start your week off hopefully on the right foot. We have Savannah joining us today for another Marriage Monday, and she missed one a couple weeks ago just because Jack was sick. She was with us last week, so we always try for Savannah to be on most of these shows because every time she's on as a co-host, it makes the show go better and way more smooth, and it gives you somebody else to listen to who is a lot more enjoyable than me. So, how you doing this evening?
I'm good.
Good, okay. Well, this has been one of those days, guys, that every day in marriage you have hard days, and this is real life. We're going to talk about real life things.
Every day is not a hard day.
No, not every day, but you're going to have days that are hard.
Yeah.
And marriage is not all peaches and roses, and it's just facts. It's fact of the matter of we've talked about how do you handle disagreements, how do you handle miscommunication, things like that. We've had some of that today. We've had disagreements. We've had miscommunications. Those are all things that we've always tried to take from the beginning of the show and say, look, we're going to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. We try to do that on all of our social media, on the podcast, just across all of our platforms, because we're not going to say, oh, hey, look at us, we got it all figured out. Today's just been it's been a long day. Savannah was sick. She had a migraine today. We're recording the show late night. And it's not an excuse for us. It's just because we procrastinated. I was at a Quip all week, which was a fun time, getting to hang out with everybody. It was a great time networking, hanging out there. But I miss being home for sure. I'm so glad to be back. Hate that Savannah and Jack couldn't join us. They'll be there next year, hopefully. Hopefully the Quip will change their rules about the kids not coming in because that's just ridiculous. But anyway, got home, and we hadn't got a show out. Like, we hadn't recorded a show because I was gone all week. So it's part on us for procrastination. But before we even get into the show, like, I wanted to take just 5 seconds and talk about the fact that we do go through, like, we still have real-life arguments and things because, like I said, we're not perfect. So how do we work through those? It's, I mean, how did we work through this tonight? Like, I mean, how we worked through our disagreement and our miscommunication? Do we just over-communicate, I guess? I mean, do we try to sit here and have the conversation of how do we figure out what the issue was?
Yeah, I'm confused what you're asking.
No, I'm saying, like, so our miscommunication was I said something out of context, I guess you could say. But you took it away that I didn't mean it. So like how do we fix that? Like, how do we fix, we talked about how do we handle conflict and stuff. So how did we handle that conflict? We talked through it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what you could say. I told you what upset me or made me mad.
Yeah.
And then you said, oh, I didn't mean it that way. And I said, well, that's how it sounded. And then we kind of just went from there. I don't understand what we're talking about here.
This is so real life. Anyway, what I was saying is this is exactly what I was talking about. It's just that it is real life. And we do have this stuff go on behind the scenes. And we're an everyday work in progress, just trying to take y'all along the journey with us and learn along the way. We've been married for 2 years. We haven't been married for 25 years. We're still figuring each other out every day almost. And, like, being married for 2 years is still something that I'm impressed with. 2 years is a long time, but we still learn things new literally every single day, probably just about.
Yeah.
I feel like you always do. But anyway, what we're going to get into today is how are we going to so it's kind of going to go hand in hand with love languages. If you've heard if you know the love languages, this is kind of going to piggyback off of those a little bit. But how can we serve each other better as spouses? One thing that I've had on my mind is, like, how can I serve Savannah better throughout the week, throughout the day, and make her day better, her week better as a whole, and just be a better spouse along the way. And what does that entail? So what does serving our spouses better entail for, one, the person doing the serving, and then two, the person receiving the serving?
Yeah.
How do we do that moving forward? So I guess first off, like, what did I hit? Did I pull the cord?
Yes.
Oh, my bad. This is hit the cord with my feet here in the old podcast studio. But excuse me. The 5 love languages are physical touch, acts of service, gifts, quality time, and words of affirmation. What are your love languages before we get into this?
I don't know. What do you think they are?
Oh, don't throw that back on me like that.
Oh, yeah. No, my number one is quality time, for sure.
Obviously.
I think you knew that. So.
Yeah, what's your number 2?
Oh, my number 2. It kind of changes, but I think right now.
Physical touch?
No.
Yeah, it is. You know it is.
No, it's not.
Don't try to hide it.
It's acts of service.
Hopefully our parents aren't listening to this.
Stop. It's acts of service. Calm down.
Oh, my goodness.
And yours is words of affirmation.
Correct. And acts of service, I would say.
Physical touch.
Yeah.
It's physical touch. Don't lie.
It's honestly probably, I don't know. It's tough. It's probably like.
It's physical touch.
Yeah, I mean, it's physical touch, and then like acts of service and quality time are right there below it, though. Like they really are. So,
yeah.
I mean, but I'm a male. Males are made.
Yeah.
Physical touch is physical touch. Like that's what males are made for. But it's not my number one. It's not my number one. I can truly. You can even. Can say that.
Yeah.
But anyway. I'm not going to say that. Moving forward, physical touch is my second one. I would say words of affirmation is definitely my first one. So how do I serve you? Or no, how do you serve me better?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, first of all, I think it's kind of funny that we're talking about making conscious efforts to do this, because if you go back and listen to a show that we did right after Jack was born, we talked about how we were like, kind of high, like our endorphins, and how happy we were.
Oh yeah, we were like, oh, I loved it.
And we looked for ways to start. We were like, how can I?
I think that ended like the day after we recorded that.
We were just
like,
talking
I literally
about
think
how
the day after we recorded that all stopped.
It didn't stop. It just do you remember that though? We were just anything we could do to
was weird.
help the other person and make their life better.
We were so tired and delirious. That's what it was.
That's what it was. It was just emotional. Anyways, so I think it's funny now. We're so shortly after doing a show about how to be more intentional about it.
Yeah.
What were you asking me? Oh, how I do that better. So we originally started talking about doing this show just to talk about and brainstorm ways to be more intentional about serving, your spouse throughout the week. And not just being generic, because, one of the things that you had mentioned was my love language is quality time, and one of yours was spend quality time together. And we just kind of got to talking, and we were like, well, no, I mean, that's good. It's definitely good to think about a way to serve your spouse in a way that they feel loved. But I think the main thing that we kind of want to talk about and think about is being intentional in it. Because I can think about ways to serve you, but if I'm not intentional about how I'm going to do it, when I'm going to do it, it might not get done. Because realistically, real life, we're busy. We have stuff going on. I'm here with him. You're out, working. So you need to think, when you're thinking about ways to serve your spouse, you need to be intentional about it. And not just intentional in a way that they feel appreciated, but intentional in a way that it's actually going to get done. So something that I can do for you, like, a legit something that I know is easy to do, is send you a text and, not expect anything in return. Because I think a lot of times when you are doing something for your spouse or trying to show them love, you kind of almost unconsciously expect something in return. You want something
That's human
back.
nature.
Yeah, it is. But to serve your spouse, do it, in a selfless way, you shouldn't expect anything in return. So a small example of that, words of affirmation being one of your love languages, is to shoot you a text at any point throughout the day and just, hey, thank you for working so hard for us. We are so thankful for you. Like, we're proud of you, whatever.
Yeah.
Caters that to your person. But just something to let you know that we're thinking about you and we're proud of you and thankful that you work so hard. Another small way that I have done this, or, we can do this, is keeping, I think we learned this from Together in the Trades. Did we? The expo marker on the mirror?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan
and
and Liz do that.
yeah. Keep an expo marker in the bathroom and just write a little note so that it
Which
starts
we
your
got to
day
get better
off.
about. We did it for like
We
2
did it for a
weeks.
while, yeah. And do it that way. So that's just one way for words of affirmation that I thought about, something that would be good for you to do.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's something that we can all take and learn from, I think, even if... So the thing with being intentional is, what did you say?
So we were talking about love languages, and a real short description, you listed the 5 of them, but it's basically how you show love and how you feel love, and they're not always the same. So the way that you show love should be different depending on...
Could be different.
Yeah, could be different.
Most of the time is different.
Yeah, I would say so. Just because you feel loved one way does not mean that you show love that way.
Imagine having a marriage where both of your love languages are the exact same.
Yeah, that would be crazy. But I think that is a mistake a lot of people make, and that we're obviously still learning. And then I think you kind of do for a while. It takes a while to kind of master this, I guess. But it's a common mistake people make, or area that they struggle because they show love in a way that they feel loved and then don't understand why their spouse isn't receptive of that.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything for them.
Yeah. So just because I feel loved when we are hanging out doesn't mean that that's how you feel the most loved and appreciated. So if I spend all this time scheduling or planning out a day.
Yeah, if you schedule us to go watch a movie and sit on the couch, I'm like, okay, this is fun, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
gonna mean
or
the
just
same
like
to
a
me.
day of out doing stuff or whatever. Like that's while I'm like, oh, this is the best thing ever. Like we're hanging out together, spending all this time together. That's not necessarily how you're gonna feel the most loved. Or if you like wrote me this long handwritten letter about whatever, how much you love me and appreciate me. While that is wonderful and like very
Never doing
kind.
that again.
Oh my gosh. That's not what's going to make me feel the most appreciated. And the same goes for all the other love languages, like gifts. If you have somebody...
Don't give me a gift. I hate receiving gifts.
I
I'm
know.
so bad at receiving gifts.
I know that their love language is gifts and you're giving them gifts, but that's not their love language. That's not how they're going to feel appreciated. So it's just being conscious of that and knowing that just because you feel loved a certain way doesn't mean that's how you should show your love for someone.
Yeah, you have to realize that because it's not the dog. Oh my goodness, the dogs are in here with us, and one of them just made the weirdest noise I've ever heard.
I've never heard that before.
I think when I was dreaming, but anyway, these are good because I think it's something that I've had to really learn and struggle. No, I've not struggled with. I guess in a sense I have, but tried to get better about realizing that we love so differently and like we express our love so differently.
Right.
I don't want to keep sitting here going in circles, but it's what you said of like the way you receive it is different than the way that I receive it, and we have to learn how to express it the way that it wants to be received. Like, and you have to, and it's hard for me because you have to learn how to do it with a genuine a genuine love. Like if it doesn't, like sitting on a couch watching a movie for you is like great. We're spending time together. We're hanging out. That's good quality time. For me, it's like there's better things I'd rather be doing.
I literally can think. I know exactly what's running through your head. There's a million other things I could do to be productive right now. And we're just sitting here doing nothing.
Exactly. So, but I know that it means so much for you. So I need to learn how to be genuine in that time.
And not just kind of do it.
Not just to do it to be like, oh, let's please her.
Yeah.
But like I have to train myself and teach myself to like, hey, this is what she loves doing, so I want to love doing this too.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yeah. And I really think one of the biggest things about doing this and finding ways to love your spouse is to truly make an effort or make a conscious effort to not expect anything in return. Because not that you shouldn't get anything in return, by displaying, love for and appreciation for your spouse. Like you would hope that they acknowledge that you did that and thank you or whatever the case may be for which love language it is. But, serving each other, loving each other, should be selfless. And I think that a lot of times it's so easy for, an example for us in the past is me sending you a nice, long text messages when you're out working, and then I don't get anything in response, physically, literally I don't get a response.
Yeah.
And then I get irritated that I just spent all this time and really thought out a long, really nice text messages telling you how much, I love you and how proud I am of you and thanking you for working so hard. And I don't get a response for 3 or 4 hours. And then I'm irritated because I'm I just did this and thought this through, and he doesn't even care enough to respond to me. And I think that's where so much unspoken miscommunication happens, because I did that expecting something in return unconsciously. Even though I might say, no, I just wanted you to know that. Well, if I get irritated at him because he didn't text me back, then I obviously expected something in response for myself. You know what I'm saying?
And guys, respond to your wives if they send you a nice text. That's something that I have to work on, because if we're busy, it's hard to stop and turn the mower off, blah, 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 all that stuff. So it's not that I don't like getting the text. I love getting the text. It's just I don't have necessarily the time to respond in that exact moment, in a timely manner
But it's not you didn't ask me for that.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't expect that from you. It's not like you said, send me this long text message, blah, 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 and then you just don't respond. That was me trying to show you, or in a way, let you know how much I appreciate you. Well, I can't expect you to drop everything right then and then, respond to me.
Yeah, no. So this article that I was reading, just some of the definitions of what love languages are and things like that. It's on verywellmind.com, and as you were saying this, I was looking at it. It's talking about selflessness. So you were saying this without even seeing this article. Savannah has not seen this at all, but it says love language promotes selflessness. When you're committed to learning someone else's love language, you are focused on their needs rather than your own. And that focused on their needs rather than your own is highlighted in blue there. And I think that's something that we need to take and implement into today's show and take away is that, like we've said, it's not about me, it's about them. This is the central premise of Chapman's theory. Couples should work to learn their partner's love language rather than trying to convince their partner to learn theirs.
100%.
Ideally, both people want to express love in a way that is meaningful to the other. The entire purpose of exploring your love languages together is to learn how to love your partner in a way that is meaningful to them. So that's the focus on their needs rather than your own is big. And then you go to the next sentence there that says, couples should work to learn their partner's love language rather than trying to convince their partner to learn theirs.
Yeah.
But the problem there is you have to have open line of communication, because you can't have one of you trying to do it and not the other one. Because if one of us is trying more than the other one, then there will be tension caused. If I'm trying to really show you and I know what your love language, I'm trying to learn more about them and really try to do that for you, but you're giving me nothing in return.
Yeah.
Then you're going to be in a bad spot.
Yeah. No, I think that's hard, because like I said, you should do it not expecting anything in return.
You do it hoping that it triggers the other person to return, I guess, in a sense. Not in a bad way, but in a good way it should.
Yeah. Because, that's inevitable. But if only one of you is putting in effort, it's going to cause some tension. So you need to talk to your spouse about that. If you feel like, hey, I really am putting in this effort to show them love in a way that I feel like they feel loved. And if you're not getting anything in return, maybe you don't know their love language. Because I feel like it's a natural response to love your spouse back if you are feeling loved. When we get in this groove and we're in a really good place and I'm feeling like everything that you're doing is making me feel appreciated, I obviously am looking for ways to do the same for you. So I feel like if you get into this groove where you are showing your spouse love in a way that they feel loved, they're going to reciprocate that. So I think something to do to kind of get the ball rolling on that is have a conversation. If you don't feel confident that you know your spouse's love languages, ask them. I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to be open about that and like not feeling guilty just because you don't know, even if you've been married for however long, because also it changes in the season of life that you're in. That's another thing I've learned about the love languages. The way you can feel loved changes. It's already changed since we had Jack. Acts of service has never really been a love language of mine. It's definitely going up there.
Yeah. And I had that written down. That was something that, So here we go. Let's take a break real fast. Let's hear from Entrepreneur Academy, what Brian's got going on up there, and then we're going to come back and finish the show here the last 5 or 10 minutes talking about the way that we can specifically do this for each other and how we can learn and grow better on each other's love languages.
Ready to charge up your business and take it to the next level? Well, plug in and join us for Entrepreneur Academy Live 2022. Don't miss this electrifying opportunity to hear from our top industry professionals. Get powered up in this high-energy atmosphere, learning trade industry knowledge and ways to level up your thinking. This high-energy teaching and networking event is full of motivational information, giveaways, and trade industry secrets. Take charge and register now for the industry's largest training event of the year, Entrepreneur Academy Live 2022.
All around, it's just a great experience.
I didn't realize how important that LAL is.
You get more than you spend at for a 4-year degree.
Man, I can't wait. This has been a great event, and I will definitely be back next year.
Take charge and register now.
Entrepreneur Academy Live is Saturday, November 12th in Novi, Michigan.
And we're going to get a little bit more detail. I want to help you guys grow larger companies, more crews, more profitable businesses, a little bit more X's and O's.
And the link to register is in the podcast description.
So we're back to the show now. Thank you for tuning in and listening to that little promotion there from Entrepreneur Academy, because I'm a big fan of Brian and what he's got going on there, everything that he's got, all the resources he's got going on the store there. Go check those out. We've used them in our business, and I will promote them for time and time again because, like I said, they've really changed my business, and I think they can change yours as well moving forward. So what you said there before we went to a break was acts of service is something that you have really has developed into one of your love languages and hasn't really before. We were before we started hit record here, we were talking and we wrote down just a couple that we could do for each other. And one of mine was, Sven hasn't even seen this, but my first one was spend quality time with you. My second one was clean something up without being asked. Clean the kitchen, make the bed, do something like that. Like one of those services that is so much harder to do now that you have Jack. And like, look, if you don't have a baby, you don't understand. But if you had a baby, you understand. Like it's hard to get stuff done, especially when they're this age. Because like sometimes they do good when you put them down, sometimes they don't. Like and when you do get them down, you have so much to get done. It's hard to get everything done.
I know.
So what I wrote down is I need to definitely get better about acts of service. But then how do we do that? How do we really implement that? And how do we be intentional about that? And one of mine was clean up the kitchen without being asked, or make the bed without being asked. And because if that happens, then it just makes you feel like I really care about what you're trying to, like what makes you feel loved at this point in life.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm realizing that without you having to say, hey, I need this done, so on and so forth.
Yeah. No, definitely. I agree. And, kind of like what we talked about with stages of life, it just be fluid with it. I think that's another thing. It's just because, you've always done something one way and your spouse has felt loved. If they kind of stop responding to that, their love language might have changed. The season of life, the way they feel loved might have changed. And so I think kind of what we've also talked about, it goes back to just being honest and open with your spouse. And communicate if you're the one that you feel like isn't receiving it. If your spouse is doing something and you can tell it's like their way of trying to make you feel appreciated and that's not working, I feel like you should be able to have that conversation and say, you should
do it pretty early on.
Yeah. And
don't let it keep going
and communicate on. That's not,
you're thankful for them doing that, but that's not really what you need at that point in life.
Yes 100%.
Because if you don't, then it's just going to keep like neither one of you are benefiting.
I feel like that would just be like a downhill like spiral. Your spouse is going to continue to do that, thinking that's how you feel loved, but you don't feel loved, and then they're not really going to be getting anything in return, so they're not going to want to continue to.
Yeah, it's going to get pretty bad at that point.
Yeah, but I think the love languages are great tool to just kind of get things rolling, and as far as finding ways to show your spouse how much you appreciate them, and that kind of can help you also learn how you feel loved, because there's a little test you can take. So
yeah, no, I think that's pretty good. I don't know, I might try to find a test and put it in the link today in the show notes to go actually take the test.
And you might be surprised, like I think the first time I took the test, I was kind of surprised. I was like, that's not what I would have expected.
Yeah. I remember we took it when we were dating.
Yeah.
I remember that.
But
I remember the first time you made me do it. It
Yeah.
took so long, I felt like, but
it's really not that bad.
It's not that bad. You should do it. If you haven't done it, you haven't heard of the love language, you should definitely do it. I think it's something that you can really benefit from. So as we finish up the show, I want to just run through them really, really quickly on just quick definitions of what they are. Words of affirmation is about expressing affection through spoken words, praise, or appreciation. Quality time, someone with this love language wants undivided attention. Physical touch, person with physical touch is their primary love language, feels love through physical affection. Obviously, aside from sex, they feel loved within their partner. Their partner holds their hands, touches their arm, or gives them a massage at the end of the day. So it doesn't always have to be just sex. Like it's other things outside of that. I feel like when men, obviously, yeah, that's what it gravitates towards. But women, when it is physical touch for women, it's more of that like intimate, just like sitting on the couch,
affection.
holding hands,
Yeah.
like just giving hugs, things like that. Acts of service, things that you do that are nice for each other. Like I said, helping around the dishes, running errands, vacuuming, putting gas in the car, things like that. And then the last one is receiving gifts. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Someone who likes to receive gifts. And that's something that's hard for me because I don't like people giving things to me. I don't like asking things of people, first off. Like, I don't want to ask people for help.
I think something, though, gifts is not mine, but I think something I misunderstood about gifts for a long time, though, is it doesn't have to be like $1,000 whatever, or a grand Christmas gift, or something crazy that costs a bunch of money. I think it's just along the lines of, hey, I saw this and it made me think about you. Or just like, I mean, I would consider it like you bringing me home a Diet Coke. Like, I don't think it has to be anything crazy. It's just, hey, I thought you might like this, whatever. Some people feel really loved that way, that when people see stuff and it makes them think of them.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with all of that stuff. So, well, I hope this has been somewhat beneficial to you. It's beneficial for us getting to talk through this stuff with y'all each and every week. These are things that we work on continuously every single day. Like I said, this has not been a perfect, flawless day. This is something that we're working through, and we're trying to further our marriage, and this show really helps us walk through our things, and hopefully if you're listening to it with your spouse, y'all can kind of walk through some stuff together. Thank you so much for the support. Like I said, we were at Equip this week. Each and every person that I run into, I think, that listened to the podcast said they loved Marriage Monday. Like, they really thought it was a really good benefit, a good addition to the show. And that kind of shocked me because we didn't know where this was going to go. We started this 21 weeks ago, and we're like, hey, let's just see what happens. Like, who knows if people are going to listen? I don't know if it's going to be a quarter of the downloads of what our normal shows get. I don't know what it's going to look like. Let's just go with it, though. And the Lord has really blessed it and taken it, and I think it's helping a lot of people out there. So thank you to each and every one of you for the support and listening each and every week, sharing the show. Continue to share the show with your friends, though. That's something. Organic reach is huge for podcasts. Like, if you just share it with your Instagram or put it on your story, then you can take what you're seeing and you're hearing, and then you can share it with a couple hundred of your friends, get them in here, they can share it with a couple of their friends, and then they were on to thousands and thousands of people that are getting to hear the show each and every week. So thank you again for tuning in and sharing the show. We will actually be, so Savannah didn't get to go to Equip, but we are going to get to go to LAL together, right?
Yes, that's
actually
the plan.
just made that decision today. We're excited about it. It's going to be a fun trip. It's going to be probably a long trip. Or it's going to be a short trip, but it's going to be a long trip.
It's going to feel long.
Yeah, it's going to feel long because we're taking Jack. This is going to be the first flight that we take with him. He's going to be pretty young, but I think we're both going to benefit from being there. I know the speakers are going to be at Entrepreneur Academy Live. I will definitely want to hear. The environment's going to be electric. It's going to be really, really fun. Just another great opportunity to go hang out, network, and grow yourself and grow your business. if you're not spending money on investments like that into your business, then what are you doing? You can go to Equip and spend a lot of money on new toys and things like that, but buying those new toys aren't going to make your business any more money if you don't know how to run the actual business. So get yourself up to Launchpreneur Academy Live up in Novi, Michigan, Suburban Collection Showplace, November the 12th, and get your ticket because they're selling out fast. Hotels are already sold out. If you don't go out on that, then like how are you going to learn how to grow a business every single day? If you're looking to grow a lawn maintenance company, this is the place to be. There's going to be multi-million-dollar business owners speaking this year. It's going to be absolutely insane. So we are very, very looking forward to being there. And it's just an honor to be able to come to you each and every week to build those relationships and make new friends every time we come here on the show. So without any further ado, I think that is going to wrap this one up. Go find us on Instagram, and we look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next episode.